Hey, hi everyone. Come on in. Thank you all so much for watching. So this is Sharon Harris, and this is another Elevate Higher broadcast. I believe I have all of my kinks worked out for the most part, I believe. I'm believing so. So I'm waiting for everything to come online like it needs to. It just did great earlier. So as you all come into the broadcast, I want to say thank you all so much for watching. Let me do a quick sound check on my Periscope real quick. Hold on just a second. There it is. Okay, good. Great. There it is. Okay, so Facebook is there. So I'm going to do one more check before we get started. I just want to make sure everything is a go before I start with the content. So today I decided to do like a quick pop-up training. So I want to make sure everybody can see me, everybody can hear me before I get started. So I hope you all are having an amazing Saturday. I am. It's been busy so far, but I'm excited, and I thank God for being alive. I'm glad to be in the land of the living. So, yeah. Okay. So I'm waiting for channel 2. The checkup is still sending data, but it's okay. I'm just going to use a different channel and share to that channel. So again, I apologize for the delay, but as you all come in, please share, please invite your followers, and please feel free to tap the screen for hearts and thumbs. So I'm going to share from my other channel to this other channel. I tell you what, that's all a part of going live. Everything doesn't go like you want it to go all the time, but it's okay. I'm not discouraged. So that's all a part of it. That's all a part of growth, and that's all a part of becoming better. That's how I look at it. So again, I apologize for the delay. Let me get this share this to my Facebook page so they can hop on too as well, because I would love for as many people as possible to see this training. Okay, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you, Billion Dreams. Thank you for sharing. Everyone that's sharing, thank you so much. I'm getting the notifications. Thank you. Let me put this on there. Pop-up training. All right, got it on there. All right, so I have it on my one channel, so I'm going to get it on my second channel as people come in. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, I apologize for the delay. Get it on my other page too as well. Okay. So if you all are watching me on my YouTube channel, I want to invite you all to please subscribe to this channel. If you're joining in on this training, I want to say thank you, and please feel free to join me on my YouTube channel. And so I just have it up and running. I got so many videos I need to upload. I really got to catch up on that part. Okay, click below. All right, I'm ready to get started. I know you're all ready. So let's go ahead and get started with the training. So I came across some amazing information about the benefits of emotional first aid. Many of you all may not have heard of the term emotional first aid, but when I did some research on it and did some studying on it, I thought it was so powerful, and I really love the concept of it. And I love the term and the definition of it as well. And so this is going to be a very short training, so it's not going to be very long, but I wanted to spread the word so as many people as possible can see this amazing training. So as I get started, feel free, again, share the broadcast. Feel free to tap the screens for hearts. And also, you're welcome to comment. At the end of the training, I will go back and I will read all the comments. And if people have questions, I'll be glad to answer any questions that you may have. So go ahead and get started with training. So today, let's talk about the 3 benefits of emotional first aid. Okay. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, for the next slide, the topics for today's training talk about what's emotional first aid. Number 2, what are the symptoms that require emotional first aid? And then number three, what are the benefits of emotional first aid? And then finally, we're going to talk about the conclusion of this training. Okay, let's go to the next slide. All right, hopefully you all can still see the slides really clear. So let's talk about what is first aid. What is first aid? First aid is the act of increasing your self-care, self-love, and well-being in response to outcasting and rejection. So first, emotional first aid is very important because it is how it's the act of taking care of yourself. It's really the act of bouncing back after rejection, back bouncing back after you have been casted out. And so it's really about really making a comeback. It's all about making a comeback through the act of taking better care of you. And the thing about it, many of us are walking around with a lot of wounds and a lot of hurts, but we're not ministering or we're not taking care of those wounds. So therefore, we're walking around with all these gaping cuts all over us, but we're not tending to those particular cuts. Many times those cuts are not on the outside, those cuts are on the inside. And we're going to talk more about this in this training. Okay. Now let's talk about what are the symptoms? What are the symptoms that require emotional first aid? Excuse my typo. What are the symptoms that require emotional first aid? So the root cause the root reason as to why you would need emotional first aid is because of inner wounds. All of us have suffered from some sort of inner wounds. A lot of us have suffered from some sort of rejection, some sort of heartbreak or disappointment or things of that nature. And so when we have that root cause on the inside of us, again, it's like walking around with a gaping hole in your chest. Let's say, for instance, with a hurt or whatever, it's like walking around with an open wound. And we know when wounds are open, all kind of debris can get in there, all kind of, infection can get in there. So it's very important. This is why it's so important that you begin to learn how to operate, that you begin to learn emotional first aid so that you can better tend to those areas, so you can better handle those areas so that when it happens to you again, you'll be able to recover. Okay. So now when I talk about root cause inner wounds, from those inner wounds, then you'll have unable to let go of past hurts. You'll be unable to let go of hurts that have hurt you before. Why? Because that wound is there. And when the wound is there and it's gaping and it's not being tended to, again, it's like not being able to let go of a hurt. It's like a constant rehearsing what have happened before, a constant rehearsing. Maybe we have flashbacks. I've had my flashbacks. Maybe you have flashbacks. Maybe you have times where you want to move on, but then you continue to be, flashing back. You continue to see scenes of things that have happened to you, scenes of things that were said to you, scenes of things that were done to you. All of those are wounds. Those are wounds that are there. And so along with unable to let go of past hurt, then you also are dealing with low self-worth or self-hate. Many of us, when we have dealt with wounds and hurts and things of that nature, it affects our self-esteem. It affects our worth. It really, really hinders how we see ourselves. It really hinders what we feel about ourselves. Because many of you all are walking around right now, ladies, especially, your face is probably looking immaculate. You probably look beautiful as all get out. But all on the inside, you don't feel the way you look on the outside. And that is so key. You want to make sure that how you look on the outside needs to match what you're feeling on the inside. It needs to match. And so many times we dress ourselves up outwardly, but then inwardly we don't feel the way we look. We don't feel beautiful, even though we may look beautiful, even though our face may be immaculate with the makeup and everything. But on the inside, we don't feel like we look on the outside. And I know a lot of people say fake it till you make it, but I want to challenge you to think a little differently. I want to challenge you not to think fake it till you make it, but it's really about letting your inside need to match your outside. You need to match. You want to be true and authentic, and you're more authentic when you're genuine. I'm really big on that. You want to be genuine. You want it to be. I'm not saying walk around looking sad and depressed all day. I'm definitely not saying that. But what I'm saying is that you want to make sure you want to be healed inwardly and outwardly. And so that is the best way that you can really enjoy your life. Okay. And so now moving on, low self worth, self hate. Then after that, you begin to ignore your self care. You will begin to no longer take care of you, which means that you could be on the other side of the spectrum. Maybe you don't have your face all made up, or maybe you don't have yourself looking immaculate like to look. And sometimes when you don't feel your best, you don't want to dress up. You don't want to. Sometimes when you don't feel like you look your best, or you don't feel good about who you are, maybe because things that have happened to you don't want to dress up. You don't even want to think about doing things for you. And when I talk about self-care, I'm not talking about being selfish in a bad way, but I'm talking about taking care of yourself spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, because we're a three-part being. Even in the spiritual realm, we're a three parts being. And so many of us were walking around, but we need emotional first aid. You're walking around bleeding, you're walking around hurting, and you need to have that first aid. You need to have that care there. Okay. So the next thing that comes with ignoring your self-care, then depression comes in. You begin to have no desire for anything. You're sad, you're depressed, you're heavy, you're in bed all day, you're sleeping, you don't want to eat, or maybe you are eating, or maybe you just don't want to go outside, you don't want to talk to anybody, you don't want to be bothered. Why? Because there's something emotional going on the inside that's not being dealt with. And so then finally, anxiety. Many of us have anxiety issues going on inside of us. And so when we get hurt, when we have disappointments that have happened to us, anxiety can kick in as well. That can also happen. Okay. Everybody does not handle rejection and being outcast the same way. Everyone process things differently. And so because we process things differently, we can't try to categorize everybody in one bowl, because that's not fair. And it's not real. It's not life. And so you have to think about it like this. Everybody process everything differently. And so even though one person may be dressed up, looking beautiful, looking amazing, the other person may be the total opposite. And they still are dealing with wounds. Okay. So either we can be on one side of the spectrum where we dress up our wounds and we cover them up, or we're on the other side of the spectrum where the wounds are gaping and it's there for everyone to see. Okay. But what I'm after is that you begin to learn how to begin to take care of yourself, how you can begin to minister to you, how you can begin to go to God and let God heal you in those areas so that you can live happily inside and out. Okay. That's what we're after. Okay. Let's go on to the next slide. All right. Now, what are the benefits of emotional first aid? What are the benefits? Now, the number one benefit of emotional first aid is that it increases your ability to assess the root cause of your wounds. Remember, now all of us have wounds in our lives, right? And so when you're doing your first aid, I remember in the Air Force we had first aid, we have self aid buddy care, self aid buddy care. And with self aid buddy care, they taught us how to deal with kind of wounds during a war situation. And so they taught us that you have a gaping wound, you have a seeping, you have all kind of different wounds. And so it depends on how that person's been hit. It depends on what kind of wound that they have. And so when you begin to operate on the emotional first aid, you'll begin to increase your ability to be able to assess the root cause of your wounds. You'll be able to discover, why do I feel this way? What happened to me? Why do I think this way about myself? Why do I don't want to be bothered? Why am I having anxiety? Why do I don't feel good about myself right now? What happened? You have to be able to assess, okay? Then number two, you'll be able to apply the appropriate salve of self-care, meaning this: once you find out what happened, then you will be able to put the appropriate medication on that wound. You'll be able to appropriately know what to do in order to heal that area, to start the process towards healing. Okay. So you have to be able to have the appropriate salve. For some of you all, the salve can be counseling. Your salve can be different kinds of things. It can be forgiveness. It can be whatever. But if you do not know the root cause of what's going on, then you will not know what to put on that wound, how to dress that wound. We talked about when I was in the Air Force, we talked about how to wrap different kind of wounds, how to put the appropriate bandage on a wound. And so the same thing when it comes to your emotion, you have to know what salve you need in order to heal emotionally so you can go forward in your life. All right. And then number three, it helps you to close up wounds healing. When you put that bandage on that wound, right? That wound, excuse me, not wound, that wound does not close up immediately. It's going to take time as that wound is covered with the appropriate bandage, while the bandage is washed and clean and the salve is there. You know how we put neosporin to seal up the cuts on, a cut on a body. It's like neosporin. Once you begin to really start doing your emotional first aid, then you can put the appropriate bandage on there and you can start moving towards your healing. Healing does not come overnight. Healing is going to be a journey. But the thing about it, you have to assess and then you have to put the appropriate salve on there so that you can move towards your healing. When I talk about move towards your healing, it's to the point where when that situation comes before you again, it doesn't trigger you. When you think about it, it doesn't hurt. When you see a person, it doesn't hurt. That's how you know you're healed. When you're moving forward, when you're back to taking care of yourself again, when you're back to spending time with God, when you back to your prayer life, that's how you know you're back. Okay? That's how you know you're back. That's one of the signs. Some of the main signs that you know that you're back. All right? So let's go on to the next one. You all can still see my screen. Oh, yes. So this is my mini little training for today. So does anybody have anything for me? Please feel free. I think I can see questions. Oops. Hopefully. Oh no. Let me check my Wi-Fi, but hopefully if you all have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I'm here. And if you're watching the replay and you have a question, not a problem. Please let me know. I'm here to answer your question. If I don't see them on the spot live, I will definitely reply it back. So feel free to ask me any you may have. No, look like the screen to me again. Uh-oh. Look like it didn't move for me. Let me see something. There it is. Okay, now it's back. Okay, apologize about that. So now we're back. So that is where I have. So now we're going to go on to the conclusion page so you all can see it clear. It's okay. It's all part of technology. Now we're on our conclusion. Again, if anyone have any questions for me, please ask them. You can put them in the comment. You can put them in the chat. Also on Periscope, I can see you all as well. Feel free to comment. Hopefully you all were able to see the screen pretty clear, but hopefully you all really got some really good information from this pop-up training. And so I wanted to go ahead and close out in my conclusion if there are no questions yet. So again, if you are watching the replay and you have a question, feel free to comment. Feel free to comment if you're watching me on YouTube. If you're watching me on Facebook, then I want to invite you to just comment below and I will definitely see your comment. It won't be an issue. And then finally, for those of you that are watching me on Periscope, just comment below. And next time I come back live, you're welcome to ask me my question. Ask me any question you may have. Or you can just go to my website. You can go to my website, www.sharonrharris.org, and then click the contact me button and you can contact me there. That'd be the perfect way to catch me. That'd be one of the best ways to do it. Or I want to definitely close out with this. Or you can be doing my free masterclass, which on this Thursday, it is called 8 Inner Battles, right? It's called 8 Inner Battles Every Successful Woman Must Master. And this masterclass, amazing opportunity for you all to begin to start forward in your life. This masterclass is going to go over those that most women struggle with. All right. All of us struggle with something. All of us struggle with some sort of battle. And so we're going to deal with the battles that are on the inside of us. And that is what this free masterclass is for. Now, in this masterclass, we're going to talk about, you're going to learn how to conquer the following battles. You're going to learn how to conquer the battle of your emotions. That's one of a big one for us. Battle number 2, ladies, is your past. Battle number 3, your inner versus your outer critics. Battle 4, the 6 C's. Battle 5, self-sabotage. Battle 6, rejection. Battle 7, perfection. Battle 8, fears, failure, or success. And some of us not only struggle with the fear of failure, we also struggle with the fear of success. All right. So in the end, so now if you're ready to sign up for this free masterclass, I would love to have you in it. There will be a Q&A session during this masterclass where you can ask me any question that you want, and we'll stay on there as long as we can, in order to answer whatever questions you may have. But you don't want to miss this masterclass, ladies. This masterclass is going to help you to get out of your own way. It's going to help you to identify with certain wounds that you need to identify with so that you can begin to start breaking free in areas that you need to break free in. And so if you're ready to sign up for this free masterclass, you can go to my link. It's bit.ly/8battlesmasterclass. Okay. bit.ly/8battlesmasterclass. And so again, this masterclass begins on this Thursday coming up, and you don't want to miss it. It's going to be an amazing blessing to you. I am looking forward to it. And to all of you all that have already signed up, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And again, it's not closed yet. Registration is not closed yet. I want to help as many of you all as I can. And this is the perfect opportunity to start working on the inner part of you. This is the perfect time during quarantine, during social distancing. This is the time to really start working on yourself. This is the time to really go towards getting healed on the inside so that you can live a limitless life and you can go where it is that God is taking you. You can accomplish the goals that He has given you, and you can do great things on this earth. Okay. So thank you again, ladies, so much for watching. If you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I want to invite you all to head over to YouTube. This training is on YouTube as well. So if you want to head over to YouTube, I want to invite you to head over there. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel is Sharon R. Harris. It's Sharon R. Harris. Elevate Higher on there. I'm going to put it on the screen. There we go. Oh, no, that was the masterclass. Okay. There. So that's the free masterclass link right there. So I'm going to put up my YouTube channel. I'm going to type it here on the screen so you all can see it. So for YouTube, I'm under Sharon R. Harris, Elevate Higher. And that is my channel. That is my channel on YouTube. I'm going to show that too as well. All right. So YouTube, Sharon R. Harris, Elevate Higher. Please go ahead, head over there, subscribe to my channel. I have a few videos on there already. I have more that I'm going to be uploading on there. And so if you had problems watching it and viewing it on Periscope, head over to YouTube and you can watch it over there. And, you can watch it as many times as you need to. And again, please don't forget to sign up for my free masterclass. And the link is bit.ly/8battlesmasterclass. The link is right there on your screen. And so I want to say thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on YouTube. Also, you can follow me on Periscope, Sharon R. Harris, Elevate Higher. And so again, thanks so much for watching. Oh, finally, I don't want to forget Facebook. I have a Facebook page, and it's also Elevate Higher on Facebook. So thank you again so much for watching, everybody. You all be blessed. And again, I will be on tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m. EST for morning worship in the Word. So you're welcome to join me over there on my close Facebook group. And also I will be on Periscope. And those of you that are watching me on YouTube, you can also find me on my Proverbs 22:29 Ministries page. Okay. Thank you all so much for watching. And I love you all. You all be blessed. And please share the broadcast. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.